Happy Monday, F1. So this is one of your activities that is set for you today. So this is your topic activity. So for this activity, I'm going to be reading you a story, and then you are going to have an activity to complete afterwards. So for our topic this term, it is all about changes and why changes happen and why things change. So to start us off with that topic, we're learning all about the different seasons of the year. So some of us will already know that the 4 seasons of the year are winter, autumn, summer and spring. And we have already started learning some things about these different seasons when we've been in school. So I want you to explore these a little bit more while you are doing your home learning. So I'm going to read you the story now, and then afterwards, like I said, you are going to complete an activity to help you learn all about the different seasons. So this story is all about how a tree changes through the different seasons of the year. And this story is called Little Acorns. So I'm going to read the story to you now. A little brown acorn fell down on the ground one windy and wet autumn day. The dry, crinkly leaves quickly covered him up, and right there he decided to stay. He snuggled up warm in his big leafy bed, deep down where he couldn't be found. Along came a walker who stepped on his head and squished him right into the ground. Oh, the poor little acorn. Can you see him there, snuggled up in all the leaves? The weather grew colder as winter drew in, and soon he was buried in snow. He lay there so patiently, frozen in mud, awaiting the right time to grow. So the season now has changed to winter, so it's getting a lot colder, and the snow is beginning to fall. The chill of the winter months dragged on and on. The snow stayed around for a while. Then finally, from behind heavy grey clouds, the sun gave a welcoming smile. Ooh, I wonder what season it's turning into now. I wonder if you can guess. The spring had arrived, so the acorn woke up and let out a laugh and a shout. He gave a small wriggle, a soft gentle jiggle, and started to grow and to sprout. So can you see from the little acorn, he's got a little sprout growing out of him. I wonder what he's going to grow into. Can any of you guess? Below him stretched roots, seeking water to drink and holding him firm where he stood, so he could begin to grow bigger each day and find his own place in the wood. Oh, so he's not an acorn anymore. What has he grown into? He's grown into a tree, hasn't he? There's a tree trunk. Can you see all the roots growing under the ground? His roots travelled deeper, his stem grew up tall, and soon his green leaves were on show. They reached for the sun and its warm, shiny light. The breeze made them move to and fro. So the season is changing now. Can anybody guess what season it's going into? The little green sapling grew slowly each day. Becoming an oak is not fast. It takes many years to grow just big enough to be noticed if someone walks past. He's still very small, isn't he? Do you think he's going to grow bigger? As spring turned to summer, the cool rainy days soon ended and it became dry. Then autumn began to steal time from each day and bring long, dark nights to the sky. So we've gone from spring into the summer and now it's moving into autumn. And what can you remember happens in autumn? The picture might give you a clue. The seasons flew by and in no time at all, the acorn grew into a tree. He rose up so slowly, straight up to the sky, trunk thickening for all to see. He's growing bigger. Do you think he'll grow as big as the trees behind him? Now, 20 years later, he's reached his full height and stands up so mighty and strong. His branches are stretching as wide as can be, and his roots now incredibly long. So now he's grown up into a huge oak tree. And what season do you think it is in this picture? I can see the sun in the sky, some flowers are growing, and I can see lots of leaves on the tree. What season does that happen in? The oak guards the forest by day and by night and listens for each hoot and howl. His branches are home to the squirrels and bugs, some bats and a wise tawny owl. Oh, look at all those animals in the tree and those bugs. Can you spot any that you know? See if you can name any of them. I can definitely see a squirrel, and I think I can see a bumblebee. All huddled together, new acorns hang on, each ready and raring to go. On each of his branches they sit tight and wait, excited to see what's below. So it's moved into a different season now. If you can see the colour of the leaves on the branch, you'll be able to guess what season it's in. And the acorns are growing on the tree again. The summer soon ends, no more blazing hot days or beautiful sunny blue sky. As autumn returns with its rich reds and browns, the trees wave the sunshine goodbye. There's lots of autumn colours there, isn't there? Red and orange. All the leaves have changed their colours. A little brown acorn falls down to the ground one windy and wet autumn day. The dry, crinkly leaves quickly cover him up, and right there he is happy to stay. So off the oak tree that's just grown, some more acorns are falling, and the same thing is going to happen all over again. So it's going to take many years for the trees to grow, and they will go all through the different seasons and change as the weather changes. And that's the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So in the story, if you looked closely at the pictures, you would have seen that there were lots of clues as to what happens to the trees in all the different seasons. So we've learned so much about autumn, so you should definitely know what happens to the trees in autumn. So I need you now to go back to your other PowerPoint with all of your activities on and find out what your next activity is following this story. I look forward to seeing what you all create. Have fun, and I'll speak to you all soon.